everyone. Welcome to Vagrein Channeling, where we will be channeling Vagrein. And the topic of today's video is how to get everything you want in life, or the key to getting everything you want in life, or how do I get everything that I want in life? And so that is going to be the theme of our live session today. I want to welcome those of you who are here. I want to welcome those of you who have arrived later and are watching the replay. Hello. And I want to just say welcome. Welcome to everyone to this channel, people who haven't been here before, and to all of my returning subscribers. So I normally don't do live sessions at this time of day. Normally I'm picking up my kids at this time of day, but today they're out of town for the weekend. So I've had this opportunity. I got to set this up and I'm really excited because, as you know, energies fluctuate throughout the day. And this is one of the best times of day for me in terms of feeling, in a good mood. I've had enough time since lunch to have digested my food enough to not be sluggish from that. And so I'm excited for this channeling. It does have a theme, but that doesn't mean that I don't want you guys to interact. And I see there's a few of you on here already. So I want to say hi to you directly and to ask you to reflect or to start reflecting on what it is you want in life. And generally, the first thing that comes to mind will give you a bit of a clue, at least in which theme you're working and which direction you want to go with that theme. And I want to tell you a little bit of a story of my interaction with the law of attraction. I don't know how many of you know of the law of attraction. I imagine quite a few of you, because I am aware that channeling is quite a niche audience and that law of attraction is very connected to channeling in many different places. But I wanted to tell you the story of how I came upon the law of attraction. I was at a dinner party, and I have to admit that I'm not the most social person at times, and especially when I'm in a social situation where I'm not feeling stimulated by the conversation or I'm a little bit bored. My mind tends to wander, as I'm sure is the case for many of you. And I do explore people's bookshelves because it'll tell you a lot about people. And I was at this particular dinner party and having a look at the bookshelf next to the table. And I saw a book, and the book stood out. And the book was titled The Secret. So I know some of you are familiar with that book and have it, and also were introduced to Stream, Law of Attraction, Gateway Drugs. Okay. And I pulled the book down off the shelf and asked the host, a little bit about it. And they lit up immediately. They began talking about how they had read it. Their partner wasn't at all into it. In fact, tried to stop the conversation, but they were very lit up about talking about this book that they just read that someone had passed them at work called The Secret. And they wanted to share with me the wisdom in it and how they thought it was amazing. And there's so much information in it. And if only that particular secret could be true, then everything was resolved in all of the universe. And they did lend me the book. I said, okay, well, I have to read this thing for myself, being a skeptic. And I wasn't really I don't think I was even into at all spirituality at the time. Yeah, I don't think I was even on my spiritual journey yet. I know that I'd started meditating because my daughter was already born. And I started meditating just after she was born, but I wasn't sort of seeking at that point. And I started to read The Secret, and it was a fascinating book, and it introduced me to the law of attraction. In the book, obviously, there were other names listed and other information listed in there, and that is what eventually led me on to discovering Abraham Hicks, and eventually led me on to discovering channeling. So that's why I say it is very much a gateway drug, that book. And I don't know if you guys know the story, because I've told it a million times, but I didn't know Abraham Hicks was channeled material the first couple months that I was listening to it, because I just assumed that when they spoke in the plural, they were talking about some sort of company or an agency, or that Abraham was, a guru or a boss or something, and that they were sharing their experience. And then Esther was going ahead and telling, talking on behalf of the company or the organization or whatever it was. But, when I figured out that was channeling, then I had a whole, what is channeling moment. But that's a different story as well. Basically, the story is, how do you get what you want, right? How do you get what you want in life? And if you've had a little bit of time here since the beginning of this live stream to reflect upon what you want most in life, I want you to take this moment and I want you to write it in the chat. And I want you to write it in the chat as if the moment that you write it in the chat, it's going to be granted to you. Like this moment in time, this transmission is some sort of genie that is going to absolutely give you that thing that you want. So if there is something that you're wanting, is something that you're manifesting, is something that you're hoping to call into your life, I want you to write it in the chat right now. So, hi, Mrs. Ambassador of Vagrein. Hello. Yeah, exactly. But I'm the ambassador for the Vagrein company. Okay, the job JP is applying for and a raise. Yeah, okay. Em also didn't know Abraham was channeled. Always get stuck at the question. Okay, so Sky, that is an important piece of information for you because it means that you're not necessarily asking yet for what you want, at least consciously. So that's a good position to be in because it means that you can work towards that and start brainstorming. If I were you, I would, put together like a vision board or start experimenting, figuring out who I am, what deep desires are inside of me, and then building up the confidence to ask for it. Okay, I am that I am freedom. Wonderful. Okay, freedom. It's interesting. Freedom. Okay. Neglect a body due to misunderstanding total spiritual life. How to adjust. Okay, so what you want there is you want health, right? You want well-being, physical well-being. Okay, so I want you guys to like stew on that sort of desires, the desires that you have, the things that you're wanting. Let's see, what am I wanting? Well, I'm wanting a state of peace. And external manifestation of that. I'm wanting harmony. I'm wanting people to be nice. I'm wanting niceness, right? I'm wanting abundance. I'm wanting playfulness. And I'm wanting ease. Yeah, that's what I'm wanting. Otto wants to be a life master. Okay. So I also want to ask you guys that I can't see the YouTube screen the same way you guys can, but if you do have your like button right there on the screen right now, just hit it now so you don't forget to do it at the end of this thing. Of course, if you don't like this video, don't like this video. But if you do like this video, then do me that favor and like this video because I'm in like this kick of trying to get the YouTube algorithm to push out Vagrein's content to as many people as possible. And you guys are a huge part of that. Really, there's no such thing as YouTube without you. And it's necessary. It's necessary to get the algorithm to say, hey, let's share this with other people. So that's just my only other request for today. I'm not going to draw a tarot card. I'm not going to do any of that other stuff because I see that we're already quite a group of people. And I love that you're still Genie rubbing over in the comments. So life master, successful business, more money, more peace, freedom, joy, let go of anger, health and wholeness, new change job, new profession, new area, awareness of what area, lightness of being, harmony, and assist in this wonderful golden movement to higher and higher consciousness. Luckily, Vidura, you already are. So you're already definitely getting what you want today because you just being here and you just having that intention means that you're raising the vibration of the collective. So, right, Vagrein wants me to get going, so I'm going to head into that. And if you guys have, just quickly before we head into that, if you guys have any like perplexity about the law of attraction, the law of anticipation and manifestation in general, quickly pop that in the chat too so that we get like the full spectrum of what's wanting to be coming through in this particular session. And then we're going to get started. Lots of opportunities. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a second to type in. Finding why I'm here exactly, except of just being love. I want to raise my vibration, total health, physical and spiritual. These are all wonderful things. And I'm so excited to talk about this. And I'm really, it's a huge, the title of this transmission is really ambitious. How to get what you want in life. So I think we can tune in. I think that as I'm tuning in and calling Vagrein in, you guys tune into yourselves, and I will see you at the end of the transmission. And I'm sending love to you. Good now to you. It is indeed an ambitious endeavor, an ambitious title to this transmission. We have not spoken as directly as we will in this now to this topic. It is ambitious because you are ambitious. The fact that you exist in physical form points to deep desire on the level of you as a non-physical being to have the human experience, to have the challenges and the blessings, the joys and the sorrows of your incarnation. It points to a deep desire to, and we will not say make the sacrifice, but take the chance of not remembering or of being without knowing of your true nature. You, those who are here because you have some inkling, you have opened some level of a window onto your inner being. And while you are in that state, and we have noticed of wanting or connecting with your wants on a spiritual or on a metaphysical or on a higher level, you also are aware that you are for this now, in this opportunity, playing in the clay or the illusion of the physical world. A physical world that has its rules, a physical world that has its regulations, that has its conditions, that has its predispositions, that seems to be restrictive. And we have in the past and in this now spoken of how you already are getting what you want. We know this is an irritating statement. It is true. But we are aware that it is irritating. It is irritating because there are so many bits of evidence that are telling you that your preference is not being met, that your desires are not being fulfilled, that the universe is against you or has betrayed you in some way. So how could we possibly say you are already getting what you want? Would that not be implying that we are saying that you are at fault for all of those things that are causing your suffering? Would that not mean that we are saying that you are imperfect? We are not. But the suspicion and the reason why it is irritating is because it does seem that way. It seems as if we are blaming you for all this suffering that you are having. We are not. We are simply saying you are getting what you are wanting. Now, because we know it is an irritating statement to hear and that you are not wanting to be irritated, and we do not want you to be irritated. We do not want you to lower your frequency and move into the next days when you are supposed to be resting with an irritation and a hopelessness. Because of that, we are happy to and will address this topic from a more human level, from the level of the mechanics of your physical world. And you have studied this before, you have heard of this before, you do have labels, you do have categories, definitions for what we are going to share. You do know what we are going to share as the law of attraction. You do know what you are going to share as the law of anticipation. You have seen or heard other teachers speaking of this. It is not new topic. As above, so below, as within, so without. These are not secrets. These are the mechanics of how you manifest. This is science. Science that you have not yet adopted as your knowing. This is, well, as it is not yet for you to adopt as your knowing on a universal level. You are still playing with another theme, but it is indeed science. What you focus on is what manifests. The reason why the law of attraction does not seem to work at times for you is because instead of understanding what vibration and frequency and your emotions are, you are trying to alter them or change them with your mind. We have explained in past transmissions that your mind is a computer, a calculator. It is very good for many, many things. It does help you navigate this physical reality, but there has been a skewing of importance towards the mind over your vibrational frequency and a skewing of disimportance to the emotional body as to the information that that provides to you. An example would be that you weigh the pros and cons of some imagined outcome of any decision on paper with a logic that is the equivalent of predicting the future. You say, if I rent a car, I will consume this amount of gas. That is cause and effect. It seems logical to you. If I do not rent a car, I will not consume this amount. Yes. However, it is not the way that the universe works. So while it is logical, while your brain is understanding that if you rent the car, you will consume this amount of gas, the universe is saying, if you rent the car, you may not consume that amount of gas. You may drive in the wrong direction. You may consume twice the amount of gas. You may decide to stop earlier. You may consume less gas. So, basing your entire decision upon how much gas you will consume does not actually match with reality. What it does do is matches with your imagination of reality, and it is your imagination of reality that then controls reality. Imagination is one of the greatest factors to outcome. This is what the law of anticipation is pointing towards. So, yes, the technique of imagining the potential future is the most beneficial in terms of if you have a specific outcome. But it does not mean that as you're imagining that thing, that is insisted upon by you, that is what will occur. Because if you cannot match your imagination with your emotional frequency, you cannot manifest that particular thing. Why? Only because your emotional frequency is telling you there's some other benefit somewhere else or somehow else. You have teachers who do tell you to imagine your desired outcome and infuse it with enthusiasm, infuse it with desire, infuse it with joy, infuse it with passion. And yes, these are methodologies to bring about the manifestations that you would like in your life. But if you are sitting there and imagining a Lamborghini and are finding it difficult to put enthusiasm behind that imagination, whether it be an imagination or an affirmation or an incantation, if you are having trouble infusing that with the emotion, because every time you think about yourself having a Lamborghini, you have doubts, you have fears, you have issues about that. You do not want to be seen a certain way by your friends. You do not want to be perceived of in that way. You do not want to have the obligation of insuring this car. You do not want to have this, that, and the other thing. What you are actually doing is telling yourself the desires you do have. Not that you do not at some point or in some way want that manifest reality of a particular car or other, but you also do not want to be obliged on a financial level to a machine. You also do not want to have certain relationships change in your life. You are listing out for yourself through your doubt many other desires that you are currently holding. So as you are not manifesting that thing, that big prize that you keep saying that you want, what you are also doing is telling yourself of everything else that you want. And you are getting everything else that you want. Now, if you also have a desire to no longer worry what your friends are thinking of you, then that will also be revealed to you in the desire for having the Lamborghini and not getting it now because you are afraid of what people will think of you. And then you will have the ability to dismantle that belief. We will simplify. You can get what you want if, when you think of the thing that you want, you are already feeling a high vibration. In any moment that you are claiming you want something that you are not able or are not naturally arriving at a high vibration, it is because there is something else that you're wanting to manifest first or simultaneously. This is why, though irritating, you are always getting what you want. So, how does one understand how to also have the material goods if they are planning or trying to manifest so many things at the same time, including all that within them that is not material, that is related to their growth? It is by being astute, using that genius brain of yours to pay attention to that natural process of your emotions. As your emotions arise, they have information for you. If, when you think about manifesting that dream job, there is insecurity that arises, you are telling yourself that you would like to be secure. If, when you are wanting to manifest that delightful and passionate relationship, you have thoughts and feelings, well, that's not for me as it has never occurred before. You are telling yourself that you are ready to let go of old stories and that that is what you want. If you are paying attention to yourself, you get to a point where you are very aware of, in each negative feeling state moment, what new desire or desire that you have that is a priority for you is arising. And then you can focus with your positive excitement on that desire. Let us go back to that insecurity. If you would like security in your life or confidence, and you can, from that place, focus on how joyful it is and will be when you allow yourself, and we will not say when you become confident, but when you allow yourself to be the natural confidence that you are. And you can get very excited about that, knowing that you can navigate your existence from a place of complete assuredness that your guidance is guiding you correctly, that your emotions are guiding you correctly, that your body is your collaborative component throughout your life, that your guides, that your inner wisdom, that everything that you are is aligned. And you can feel so excited for that state of being. Then you will be able to eventually walk into that job interview and get it without any question. Because you will have already gotten the confidence that you wanted, that perhaps you even thought that the situation was related to. And if in this now moment you cannot imagine yourself as a confident being, we ask you to listen again. Because again, here, that thing that you want might be behind some other things that you want. So it is a question of using your brain in the ways that your brain was created to figure it out, to give you aligned action, to prepare you to put yourself in the position of following the guidance that comes from within you. For example, if you do not feel confident and you cannot even think of yourself as a confident person down the line and get excited about having achieved that, then you might think that there is some worthiness issue, that you are not allowed to be confident. Perhaps you had someone in your life that told you you could not be. The negative feeling in this case is telling you it is time to let go of that. We spiral back out at all times to the first thing you are working on. You are always working on getting what you are wanting. You are always collaborating with the universe and getting what you are wanting. And you are always getting what you are wanting because every time you are triggered by, I cannot get the best job because I am not confident, because I am not worthy, you are becoming more aware of this thing that you are wanting to let go of. We do not want to imply either that this is a ton of work. This is a natural process. But you can accelerate it. You can pay attention to it. You can aid it on its way by feeling your feelings. And often what we see is that people will stop themselves because there will be a topic or a theme that they are not wanting in this now moment to dive into. We will say what we often say. We sound like a broken record. You are safe to feel your feelings. And this is also where some of the law of attraction teachings omit some counsel, because it seems to be that one must not feel those negative feelings, not allow them to lower their vibration, as if there was some peril of that becoming a permanent state. It is not. Your natural state is your high vibration. So allowing yourself to feel anything that is alternate to that, in order to let it pass through the system without giving it much importance, but taking the wisdom that is granted to you from it, is good counsel. Your frequency does not actually lower. Even if you are feeling sad, even if you are feeling angry, there is no such thing as positive vibes only, because that is not how you work. All the vibes are there for you for information. All the vibes are there to collaborate with you, to tell you what it is you are wanting next and what direction you would like to head in. Everything that you have in your field of consciousness is for you. To manifest abundance, if you cannot feel pleased about your abundance, allow yourself to get the information that feeling negative about your abundance is giving you. There is some belief there that is not serving. And if you do not take what is being said to you with your brain and run with it, in other words, I can never earn enough money to support my family, might be a thought that brings you down. It brings you down because the opposite is true. Someday, tomorrow maybe, I will earn enough money to support my family. I will never get out of this financial situation. Why is that true for you and not for someone else? It is because you believe it. Do not disregard your emotions, but do choose the beliefs that you want to have and hold. And it is your emotions that give you information about which beliefs are serving you and which are not. Allow yourself to be guided to what is serving you, and allow yourself to let go of what is not. This is the secret to the law of attraction. This is the secret to the functionality of the law of anticipation with emotional factors. You can have all of the abundance that you are wanting. You can have all of the freedom that you are wanting. You can have all of the peace and harmony that you are wanting. You can have all of the health and the vitality that you are wanting. You can have all of the relationships in the exact configurations that you are wanting. But you have to believe that you can. And there is nothing outside of you that will convince you, that will change you, that will give you this power, except starting from the belief that it is possible. In fact, it is law. And with that, we leave you with the light and the love of 1,000 suns. Anai. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Okay, that felt like a sermon or something. Ooh, they were intense. They were definitely talking to me, because there's some beliefs that I've been holding that are not serving me. There's some things I've been trying to call into my reality that have not been arriving. And that was a talking to, okay? So I felt that, and I hope that I'm going to be able to take that on board. I think I'm going to actually listen back to this one right away, or a couple times. I suggest for you guys to do it too. The transmission was big. So there was some clues in there that might help us. I'd love to hear what you guys thought of it in the chat. So please do pop something in the chat right now. If you didn't like this video earlier on, do like it down there now. And if you're not subscribed to this channel already, do that here. You know, it's funny because I'm probably pointing at things that don't actually exist. I'm probably pointing at buttons, like things that I think are on the interface and they're not actually there. But you know where they are because you can see them on your screen. So go ahead and do that. What else do I have to share with you guys? I'm pumping out a lot of videos. I've gotten really excited about growing this channel, like I said, and I'm experimenting. I'm experimenting with the thumbnails on the videos. I'm experimenting with the descriptions of the videos. I'm experimenting with a lot of different things right now. And this is what I'm putting my focus and energy into. And it's really fun. So I know that that is, you know, energy well spent. But I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. So make sure, like, if you see a video with a weird thumbnail, let me know what you think of it, because I'm actually trying out this thing where the thumbnails are really ugly. So one of them might pop up on your feed, and I want to know what you guys think about, like, the really ugly ones. Are they more clickable? Do they, you know, have that sort of busting loose from the money game type of vibe to them? And if you know what that is, then you know what that is. Oh, by the way, read that book if you do want to really understand the law of attraction in terms of abundance. So again, I'll mention it again, Busting Loose from the Money Game. Get that book. It's not my book. Get my books too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Oh, right. I was talking about the YouTube changes. And yeah, I want to know what you guys feel and think about, you know, the channelings that go on here. I do a mix between participant sessions, live sessions like this, and I'm also doing a few more transmissions that are themed. So do continue interacting with this channel, so that, mostly because I can then know what you guys want. That image of the the image of the devil is really ugly. It is, isn't it? That's, you know, that's me messing around with AI. But he was having a coffee, so that's kind of fun. Let's see. Knowledge who you are. The person give you Vagrein elevated. Wait, what? Let me read these. Abundance, joy, and the memory of experience of excitement of all the prior lives. Lower blood pressure. Alan, lower blood pressure. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Thank you. Like to give you knowledge to the person, even though the self is full of knowledge and bliss and eternity. Why do we want such temporary things? How can I channel for myself at least answers for a few questions? I don't remember the channelings. So if I were to channel for myself, I'd have to record it and then play it back. I don't know if you'd be more of a trance channel or more of a present, what do they call them? Like non-trance channel. So, but I would say that in terms of channeling, if you want to channel answers for yourself, you have to really believe that the answers that come through, even if they're whispers, actually are channeling. And that is really a hard thing to get over as a channel. So hopefully I'll be able to put together a channeling course on channeling, a course on channeling at some point. That was spot on. For this information, super practical and even necessary. Thank you for saying that. I hope it was, yeah, I hope it was practical and necessary. Can you transcend mundane wants? Yeah, sure. You absolutely can. You know, choose the, if you want to, if you want to transcend wanting mundane things, you have to choose the belief of wanting to transcend, or not of wanting. You have to choose the belief that you've transcended wanting mundane things. But I would say, and Vagrein would probably say as well, that's not actually necessary. You didn't come here to transcend wanting what you want as your physical human vessel. You came here to get what you want and to create the life you want as your human vessel. And that is the beauty of being here. The getting and wanting, or sorry, the getting or not getting and wanting, and having the experience of playing this particular level. Yeah. Image of the devil is ugly. I'll see if I can change that one. I think the part where it was priority of wishes, believing in my opportunities was for me to listen to the transmission again. Okay. Well, guys, the weekend's coming up. There's a couple new videos coming out over the weekend. There's lots of fun things coming up. I've got the shorts and the videos. So, you know, I alternate which days I publish which. Please continue to click on these videos and to like them and to leave comments and to share them and to do all that like good algorithm stuff, because it motivates me and because I want you to. And because I believe you want to too. And I know you guys want to help me to continue doing these sessions. So absolutely. And just that's the solid you can do for me. And if anyone wants to sign up for the Vagrein retreat in June 20th to 23rd, do get in touch with me, or I believe the description of this video has the link right at the top. So I'm sending all my love. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you again. I'll see you on Monday for Meditation Mondays. So do tune in here at 12 p.m. European time, and European time, Rome time, Milan time. And I'll see you then for a live meditation. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.